All right. Well, I'm thinking that we're live right now. Do an audio check before I continue, and if I can get a couple of thumbs up from the two or three people I have watching right now. the doo, 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 doo. I almost wanted to start this one out with that song from Pump Up the Volume that everybody knows. Let's see. Waiting on any kind of reaction. Have the live chat up here. Let's see here. Okay, I see somebody saying hello, but audio. Let's see. Things are happening. Let's see. Okay, so I have hear you loud and clear. There is a little bit of latency on here. That's a YouTube thing. I'd rather have the latency than have it break up and go robot. So let's see here. So greetings to everybody. I, as we all know, the final experiment is underway. All of the, as far as I'm aware, all of the participants have showed up. They are down at what, Punta Arenas, I think it's called. Um, Excuse me if I mispronounce that by any ways. Hold on a second. Let me grab this. Oh, it's already over here. Yes, they are. Let's go to the website here. I'll refresh it because it actually doesn't live refresh. But let's see here. Going through, going through, going through. Trying to keep an eye on some stuff here. Okay, it looks like most of the people have returned back to the hotel. Oh my God, Toon is actually in the proximity of Jaren? How dare you? That must be why Witsit's all the way over here. For most of the day, Toon's icon was actually out here on the beach. I thought they killed him, but either way, they are all down there. As like I said, I don't know exactly if everybody showed who was going to show. I am not going to claim that I am familiar with all of those bits and pieces there. And let's see. Oh, is that that's the line from Critical Think? You know, those flight routes that don't exist. Yeah, it looks like they all flew into Santiago and then they took another route down here to the other airport. I guess a smaller aircraft, and everybody seems to have arrived just fine. Now, and I also have a wonderful live camera here, and oops, sorry, ads. Now, looking at these shadows right here, just alone by this is a little bit in town from where they are. They're actually over here. That's where their hotel is, just a little off to the right here. You cannot, nor would you ever be able to see that hotel from here. Just pointing that out. But judging by the shadows that are going on right here, I'd like to point out that the sun is in a direction right now that is totally impossible on every and all flat Earth models. Just thought I'd point that out. Halisha. And if you don't believe me, yes, I did look up where the webcam is. Yes, I did look to find out. Okay, they're all down here. I think their hotel is. I think it's actually this building, but I'm not 100% sure on that. But this is where that webcam is. Let me orient directly north here. This is where that webcam is. Now, I'm sorry if you can't see the lines very well, but this is sunrise and sunset. These are the azimuths that are involved with that right now. And right now, that camera looks down this road. Okay, this road right here is this road here. Let me go ahead and orient it right. I'll orient it to the thing there. Okay. This road right here is the road they're looking down right here. This shadow is coming at it, or is going away from it, I would say probably at about, oops, probably at about that degree. Okay. And so if you were to reorient that back to north, that means the shadow is pointing a little bit east by northeast, which means that the sun is west by southwest. Totally impossible in any flat Earth model. So that in itself, I mean, could have saved you the trip. But either way, um, so that I'm just pointing out that I'm kind of following through on this. I want to see what it looks like around sunset, and yeah, so I'm gonna leave that there for a little while. But time down there right now, for me here in Kaiserslautern, it's a little after 11. You folks over in the UK, it's a little after 10. And in East Coast US, it's a little after 5 p.m. and a little after 7 p.m. down in Punta Arenas. And so that's a pretty bright sky right now for a little after 7. And let's see here. Boom, 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 like that. So let me go and grab down this. Now, the key thing that I want to talk about is this live stream. They did two. Well, I saw two live streams on Jaren's thing. I also understand that that Toon did one. I haven't watched the one from Toon because, well, quite honestly, I know everything that he's got to say, and I'm super happy that he's down there. I'm jealous as hell, and you know, whatever. I wasn't invited. Doesn't matter. So let's see here. Let me go over to. I gotta bring this up here so I can. I took some notes. All right. So inside of the first 30 seconds, okay, anytime they're looking out at water and the road is slanted slightly to the upright here, they're looking south. Okay. I mean, quite honestly, we could end it all right here. They're looking south. And they do it several times throughout this entire stream. What I find hysterical about that is twilight due south. There is no twilight due north. And so, therefore, even any of these, oh my God, if I hear coffee cup caustic one more time, it's just, oh, people need to be smacked when they say that. I know what a coffee cup caustic is. The problem is with a coffee cup caustic, that means the light has to travel from its source. So that means that for some reason, this coffee cup caustic that they're trying to claim, this coffee cup caustic somehow misses everything between, well, here, let me show you the actual map. This coffee cup caustic would have to miss everything from this side of the Earth, of the flat Earth, all the way over here just to get a little coffee cup caustic over here. It would have to, there is no wrap around. That's not how the coffee cup caustic works. Okay. Yes, it does reflect. However, the sun does not have a barrier here to stop it from going straight. And if you were seeing some kind of a reflection off the bottom end of some kind of stupid dome, I'm just going to say it like this. You're smoking something, because in order for you to see that light, you would have to say that, the light is too far away for you to see. However, for some reason, it can come to you, past you, and illuminate this side of the dome, and then reflect back to you. You want to tell me that makes sense? I mean, seriously, you want to tell me that makes sense? Because if I don't know how to help you at that point. Okay, it's coming from if flat Earth were true, it's coming from all the way over here, all the way across the entire Earth, past you, doesn't illuminate anything along the way, because every time they look north, there is no light whatsoever. They see the moon. That's it. And then supposedly it lights up this end of the dome or whatever, and then reflects back to you. Think about that. I mean, really, think about that. That's not even something that can happen. Okay. Now, let's move off of that for a second. Now, let's see here. I'm hoping that everybody's going to hear the audio as I play this. If they don't, I'm going to have to figure something else out. Excuse me. Got a little bit of a cold. Like that.
These are the Greek guys that help with the boats. All
Is
right.
that working? Do you see the chat too, or no?
Yeah. It's pretty cool.
Nice. Mark, what up? What do you see?
Looks like the sun's still up pretty far away.
It's
So I'll show you
11:30
guys.
p.m.
Oh, yeah.
11:30 p.m. and the sky's looking pretty bright.
Insane.
It's insane.
Okay. 11:30 p.m. Sky's looking pretty bright. Pretty much due south. Okay. Now you can't see the sun itself, and you can have that argument, but still. Also notice that there's a whole lot of filming of everybody else going on here. Everybody else walking around. There's they all kind of introduce themselves, and then they talk about Jaren's boots, and then they talk about some other dude that's there walking around in shorts, and apparently Whitsitt has he failed miserably on his wardrobe. But like I said, that's cool. Showing the people that are there and all this. Odd that in a little while here they actually argue that this should have nothing to do with the people that are there. In fact, filming them, and in this case live, without giving the other people even a chance to say that they don't want to be filmed, and they're producing this out live. But anyway, we'll move on to another point here. Let's see, hold on. Oops, geez, I closed my stuff up here. All right. They want to talk about, apparently there were contracts that were signed, either before, during, after. I think there were some negotiations that happened before and all this, and I'm pretty sure that 99% of that had to do with money, which is all well and good. This is not a cheap project. Okay, I have no problems with, I applaud all the people who went and the personal expenses that they have endured because of this. But let's listen to how they discuss this. Okay, and then well, you know what? I'm going to do it a little bit different here. We'll talk about it because there's a whole part in here where they talk about an argument that they had, and Whitsitt's just basically walking around talking about this apparent argument that was had where it seemed to be primarily between the flat earthers and McToon or MC Toon. Sorry, I keep calling him McToon. And MC Toon, because MC Toon came down there basically packed for bear. And one of the things that he brought along with him was a GoPro camera and that chest mount that you can get. He says, and it seems, at least that was the discussion, it seems that he was going to be filming everything. And I mean everything. And now, I don't see a problem with that. Okay. As a matter of fact, if there was, and what he's talking about who has final edit rights and all this other stuff. To me, let me just remind all of the people here. Now, of course, this is not everybody that's on there, but I'm just going to remind everything here. Every one of these people and the rest of the people, but to point out at least Whitsitt, Jaren, and Toon, you guys are all content creators. This is all born of YouTube. Okay, all of it, every last bit of it. This is all born of YouTube. And every one of you are content creators. So the question of, oh, well, I didn't think everything was going to be filmed. Are you serious? I would be surprised if everything wasn't filmed. Now, if you want to hear I'll just give my quick little opinion about the contract. Now, aside from anything having to do anything with money, travel, bailouts, and all this other stuff, as far as filming goes, the only parts of the contract should have been 3 lines long. First one, no filming of any PII or personally identifiable information. In other words, if you're doing some B-roll stuff, like somebody's, you guys are out at a restaurant, or you're checking into the hotel, or, any number of things where you have to kind of register yourself or pay for something, if somebody's going to pull out their driver's license, or if somebody's going to pull out their credit card, obviously you should not be filming that, and that should not be released to the world in any way, shape, or form. Because regardless of whatever names have been shared to the world, it's not anybody's business. Their identifiable information. I'm totally cool with that. Second line, no filming where anybody had a reasonable expectation of privacy. Okay. In other words, no following people back to their hotel room, and any place where somebody would otherwise consider the area for them private. But if you are out filming, okay, that's the whole reason you're there, is to film 24-hour sun and all this other stuff. And you got one person there who says, well, I don't want to be on a film for anything. You shouldn't be there. Okay? I'm sorry. You shouldn't be there if you didn't want to be on film. Because right now what they've left it open to is anytime somebody can turn around and say that they don't want to be filmed, and then whatever that footage was has to be either edited or cut out. Well, we all know how much flat earthers love edited time lapses. What if a person happens to be in that time lapse? And we have to put a little cut in it. All of a sudden, oh no, it's edited. You know what I mean? I mean, come on. Are you serious? Are you absolutely serious? Okay. And they would literally have the right to turn around and say, now I don't know if any of this was settled, but they would literally have the right to turn around and say, I don't want that to be part of the video, right? Now, what do you call it? Okay, so let me go on to this one part here. This is after his rant about the contract. This is his summary.
I put my hand down and asked if he wanted to bet 15K. I also offered Duffy a 15K bet on a bluff later, because like they were like, really it's Toon. Toon was lying, but so long story short, they agree. Toon agreed not to take. He's not going to put any footage of us from any portion of this trip at all on his channel, and that he's not allowed to film us specifically with our likeness at all on the trip, et cetera, et cetera. So, we got what we want.
We got what we wanted. In other words, anything that Toon films, apparently, anything that Toon films that has another human being who is not a globe earther is not allowed to be shown at all, according to, if it is to be believed what was said right here. Not at all. Not one piece of it. So if they turn around and they talk about, whatever, can't be entered. Can't be shown. And now note, these guys are all out doing a live stream about being in this area. But yet to them it's all about the observation. It's all about just filming the sun. I don't just tell me where that makes sense. Hold on a second here. Betting 15Ks. He was literally e-begging for chapstick money the day before. Yeah, we'll get into that part too. There's a part in here where it seems that he's talking about the price of SD cards. I'm sorry. Before you left home, did you not have SD cards for your cameras, or whatever gear you brought, or did you even bring gear? what do you, and he also went on about, Jaron was like, oh, we should set up a balloon. I'll bet you we can go over to that store and get a balloon or something like that. And I was just like, where was that idea before you left? I mean, it's like these guys showed up and it's just like, oh yeah, now we're going to talk about, what it is that we have to plan here. And then they were also talking about drones and solar filters. I think it's kind of funny that they were talking about Dearth somewhere around there, but Dearth and his solar filter capabilities, but all that stuff. But so let's move a little bit further here.
That's good. That's a good sign of good faith.
And like all we really want is just like for everyone to be cool and have good vibes and just go
Look at this dope.
make the observations. So but that did happen today.
Now, Jaron, what relevance did look at this dope jacket have to do with anything? You see where I'm going with this? And now, throughout the entire rant that he was having, like I said, all he's basically talking about is the argument and end rights. I mean, you guys can go over and watch his stuff if you want to hear the whole thing. But what I thought was funny is the quietness of one Jaron Campanella. Jaron didn't say they're on kind of they're on like similar to a Zoom call or whatever, where they're both together, and regardless of where they are, they can actually hear each other on the live stream. And I would like to hold on a second here. Let me grab this. I would like to remind people of something. You see, Jaron, after the whole Netflix debacle, right? This is the hypocrisy. This is where it gets so beautiful. After the whole Netflix thing, where he actually proved the curvature of the Earth by his own test, and then afterwards, when the documentary actually did come out, he deleted all of his stuff, anything having to do with it. Okay, he deleted off his blog. He and Bob deleted off like 4 different channels, I think. Okay, anything that had anything to do with that canal test. Just so he can turn around and say, oh, the producers lied. They withheld footage. Okay, because I've always had the question, hey, Jaron, where's your footage of the stuff? Now, he might have had a contract at that time with those documentary producers that only footage from them was produced, and I would be fine with that. Okay, but that only answers that one question. Why did he delete all of his stuff, though? All of his prep work, all of his discussions, all of his before and after discussions, all of it removed. And let me go ahead and play something for you here. Copy. Okay, so I'm going to play this. This is off my video. I just didn't feel like going looking for the smaller clips because it was from larger clips. But this is from my video, Flat Earth, 2 tests and a documentary. And this is Jaron and Bob talking about the importance of having all the information. Okay, just listen. Now, just recently, Bob and Jaron complained about the apparently misleading footage in this documentary, and how the producers just wanted to down flat earthers or something with a biased documentary.
It's at this point now, I know that they just made that film to troll flat earth, because out of all that material, it seems like he purposely assembled my part in it and Jaron's part in it to deliberately make the science part of that particular documentary make us look foolish.
Well, to be honest with you, Bob, after seeing the documentary, he didn't have to work too hard to do that. Jaron even went so far as to imply that the footage, which is in possession of the producers, would actually vindicate him and his test.
Because they just completely cut out a portion of the testing, the one portion that would have led people to say, oh, that looks like it could be globe proof. And they put it at the end of their video and then didn't include anything else. It wasn't as if that was ever the end result or even a result of the experiment. It was one of many. There was many people there, globe believers, who all walked away saying, no, nothing was proven here today.
The same test which he stated on several occasions was actually a failure. So I'm not sure what he was looking to get vindicated on.
But let's be honest about it. If I did show the other footage, it would show that they completely misrepresented the experiment.
So the documentary misrepresented the experiment. I invite everybody to go over to Sean Hufford's channel and look up the video Jeranism, that globehead at your test has spoken up. In there, Sean discusses a post that was made below a video from Globebusters discussing the test called Flat Earth NASA Bashing 2.0, a video that you won't find on Globebusters anymore. In there is a rather long and detailed account of what actually took place during that test. And it even mentions the quote of "That's interesting" from Jaron himself. So either this guy could see the future, or everything in the documentary is exactly the way it went down at the test site. And this video is dated shortly after the test was done. Now let's bring this all together.
So, got that? So, the importance of, I mean, that's literally Jeranism chest pounding about how important it is to have all footage. And let's not forget, we're talking about truthers here, okay? Truthers who literally pound their chest to everybody about censorship, about things being omitted, people lying and all this, and yet the argument that they want to make is, I don't want to be filmed because you might make me look stupid. Tough shit. Where did you think you were going? So, I mean, it's hysterical to me. Let's see. Hold on a second here. I ain't worried about that one. I mean, I just, somebody make that make sense to me, literally. And I know Jaron won't. Jaron won't give a damn. And because he's got me blocked everywhere, and so does Witsit. I mean, they're never going to see this, and if they do see it, it's not like they're going to come at me for it, because they come to me, the first question I ask them is, where's your, repeatable experimentation proving the Earth to be flat? Which right now, they've already shown the Earth is not flat. So that conversation is not going to go very well. Hold on a second here. Let me scroll up to this point here. Which one's this? Yeah.
And then
Yeah, you said we went to film and crying about being filmed. Yeah, because we didn't come here to be filmed by other people. Aren't we here to watch an observation of a celestial event?
yeah, we've been saying it since the beginning.
Okay, so that was just to continue on, because apparently somebody in his chat had said something to the effect of, why are you crying about being filmed? And he's saying, oh, it's all about the experiment and all this. First of all, let's clarify one thing, and I've been wanting to say this for a while. This isn't an experiment. This is a test. Okay? Because the results of this situation have already been declared over and over and over and over. So you are not experimenting to find out the cause for something, because everybody wants to go into the whole independent variable thing. This is not an experiment. This is a test. Okay? All they are doing is testing if that information is correct. And guess what? They're showing it even in this part where I paused here. Twilight due south. Okay, there's really nothing else to say there. And let's see here. All right. Then they go on to trying to discuss, and it was pointed out to me that on the other live stream that they had, which was just Jaron, Jaron was having trouble with the compass. He was having trouble with the mechanical compass and a Wolfie donated Garmin compass, which looked really nice. Now, aside from the fact that he didn't actually take a minute to set the damn thing up, it's not like he didn't have time for during these flights and, in the hotel and stuff like that. He kept on complaining about the thing kept on powering off on him. Well, that's fine. Okay. But, it just seems to me you could have prepared that a little better. But he kept on getting mad about the fact that the compass and the compass on the Garmin and the mechanical compass, which was just a regular pocket hiking compass, um, kept on telling him the wrong direction. Well, he's filming it with a cell phone. Okay, and I would bet, I think they were talking about, they both have iPhones. I might be wrong on that. Okay, and and iPhones have that magnetic back on there. That thing looks like an O and an I. So as he gets closer to filming it, the on the mechanical one, the needle would start turning, and on the electric one, the Garmin one, it would just sit there and just stare at him. It wouldn't move at all. So I'm like, I mean, now he did later figure that out. Um, Actually, I think it was Missa there who assisted him in figuring that out. I don't remember exactly who it was, but he was standing there with somebody, and they finally apologized for it. But I'm just like, they kept on, they started to kind of lean into, this is a problem, and what's going on here and all this other stuff. Most times it's because you don't even care at that point. The reason why is because if you have, let me bring this back up again. If you have the terrain to associate things, okay, if you know that the water is to your east and to your south, and you are looking down the shoreline somewhat this way, you know what direction you are looking at geometrically. So it just, it boggles the mind. It really does. And so I guess where I'm going with this, I mean, they haven't headed down there yet, and they haven't gone down to the actual location yet. As far as I'm aware, they're not going there till tomorrow, if I understood that correctly. And hold on, whoops, where am I looking for? So, as far as I'm aware, they're going down there tomorrow, and the and I'm really looking forward to what. Now I don't know who has what as far as equipment goes, as far as live streaming from the continent or whatever. Oops. Well, he went off somewhere. See something. And let's see. Witsit's still stuck over here somewhere. And yeah. But all I'm hoping for right now is, now that these guys are having these what they're trying to do, this whole thing with this contract. Anybody who's ever been in a discussion with a flat earther, at some point they're going to cry fallacy. Okay, it's their really weak try to get out of jail free card. Okay, or try to get out of a lie free card. They try and cry fallacy. First of all, I should say that fallacies are of no use, and they have no function whatsoever in an evidence-based debate. They are only for when you are trying to convince somebody of a subjective subject. Okay, in other words, something that's a little bit more opinion-based. but but this whole crying about contracts, it just that's what made me want to do this live stream. Because what they're trying to do is they're trying to set it up so that they can make whatever excuses they want. But I'm just going to say it like this, Jaron and Witsit, okay? I'm going to say it to you just like this, and it's going to be very clear. There should be, after this, there should be absolutely no discussion of misrepresentation, because all of you have your own cameras. All of you. Well, except for Witsit. I think Witsit only brought a pack of gum and an extra pair of socks. But it seems that all of you have your own cameras. And so there better not be, in any way, shape, or form, any kind of excuse of somebody misrepresenting something if you cannot back it up with your own footage. I just, that just it ticked me off so much to hear about some kind of argument about contracts and what can be filmed and what can't be filmed and stuff. And I can already see it happening because Toon's a bit of a rebel, and what do you call it? There's going to be times where he says, I have to show this piece of footage. And you know what? Somebody might be over in a corner, or somebody might have said something in the background. He's going to have to show that. And then this is going to turn into some stupid little mudslinging fight where the point is going to get lost. And all this crying about, oh, well, he wasn't allowed to film that and stuff like that. Tough shit. Really. Tough shit. And plus, I'll say it to you like this. I wouldn't consider any film or any contract signed down there in Argentina as valid because you've already committed. What are you going to do? Say no? And they turned around and they said, oh, we'll just leave and all this. Then fucking go. Okay? You were invited on this. Okay? And a trip that anybody in my chat right now would have taken. You were invited to go do this, and you want to start making, oh, well, it can't be about this, and we can't have film about that, and all this other stuff. Look, I am going to cry foul on every last bit of that. Because, and it seems like the only person who was, the only people who were having a problem with this filming stuff were the flat earthers. And yet, it's the flat earthers who produce their own content and are making money off of it, and yet when somebody else films, something about that's wrong or bad. Seriously. But oh man, let's see here. Okay, but I'm just that just bugs the hell out of me because basically what they're trying to poison the well before it starts. They're trying to make sure that they can get out of whatever they need to get out of. And if you come to me with coffee cup caustic, do better. If you come to me with a solid glass dome and a light bulb outside of it, you should actually do that test and see what it looks like underneath it and how that lighting actually works. And plus, put a camera below it. You'll see that the sun never goes down. So, these people, man, I swear, these people. So let's go back and let's hear this one more time.
I put my hand down and asked if he wanted to bet 15K. I also offered Duffy a 15K bet on a bluff later because they were really it's Toon. Toon was long.
Oh wait, hold on a second. Let me back it up to this other part here. The another thing that I thought was very funny was they kept on talking about how people lie and slander flat earthers, specifically Witsit and Jaren. I've never lied about. I don't know anybody who's ever lied about them. Okay, I really don't. Now, if you produce me something that shows that somebody lied about something, because I remember, Jaren, the last time you called me a liar, me and Sean had fun with that one. Okay, we tore apart every single claim that you made. Remember when you didn't get a gyroscope? I mean, come on. The only lies that get told are flat earthers claiming that somebody else lied. Those are the only lies that get told. I mean, let's be serious. Because every single time a flat earther comes up to me and says and calls me a liar, that I lied about something, I figuratively stand right in your face and I'll be like, show it to me. You don't see me hiding off and ducking off. Oh, I had other things to do or I was driving. No. Show me. And prove that I lied. The worst thing that anybody can ever get me on is being wrong about something. Because lying means that you did something with the intent of it's knowingly putting out an untrue statement or an untrue thing. That's what lying is. Knowingly doing that. And guess what? To date, not a single flat earther has done that. Okay, so all this talk about, oh, they lie and slander and stuff like that. Slander requires it to be untrue as well. Slander and libel. Both of those things require the statement that was made or the thing that was depicted in your name was untrue. Doesn't mean you don't like it. Okay, tough shit if you don't like it. Grow some balls. Okay, but you but it has to be untrue. And so far, as far as like Toon goes, Reds, me, Craig, AT2, Sean, everybody who has said something about you guys, it hasn't been untrue. So deal with it. Seriously, deal with it. You don't want to be treated like a dishonest piece of shit? Stop being a dishonest piece of shit. Cool? But I think this is the part here. Yeah, hold on. Let me see. I think this is the part.
Yeah, like, because obviously they need us to go on the trip. So anyway, that's kind of, it was like the stalemate. So then we ended up like laying it all out, and all these narratives about like, I mean, the funniest part to me, Jared, I don't know anything about it, I was like giving specifics about the stuff that McTunes like lied about and slandered and stuff, and he's like, I don't remember that. No, I don't think I said that. Oh, and then McKean was like, I was being sarcastic and all. It's like, no, dude.
No, that wasn't the best part. The best part was you saying, you said this. He said, no, I didn't. You said, want to bet $15,000? He said, nope.
Yeah,
That was the best part.
I put my hand down and asked if he wanted to bet 15K.
So this isn't about the experiment. None of it is. This is about chest pounding. Okay. Tell you what, I'll say it right here on the live stream. Hey, Jaron or Witsit, I'll bet you 15K that I've never said a lie about you. I'll say it right here. Because there's no reason to lie. Cool? So, let me see this other part here. This other part here. Okay, now I'm going to play some parts about the argument.
Sign the contract, and I'm like, yo, just trust us, we got it covered. So I just started saying, stay McTuned, like stay tuned, right? You'll figure it out. So what it was that in ALE's guidelines themselves, so everyone involved in the trip had to sign it. It says you cannot film any of the individuals or participants of the trip. Like, just think about if someone like pretty wealthy wants to go to Antarctica, but they want to keep their anonymity. You can't just like put them in your documentary, So the idea is that our guests respect their privacy. We respect their privacy. So you're not allowed to film anyone on the trip unless you have their express written consent. And this only doesn't pertain to like wide angle shots or 360 cams where you're doing a landscape shot and they just so happen to be in it, unless they object. So they can even object to that. So we knew that for McTune to go on this trip, he had actually signed that, but that he probably didn't actually know he signed it because he was running around claiming that he was going to put us in the thing, whatever. Okay. So we knew the whole time we were just going to, approach them right like once we got here, and we didn't want to ruin the vibe at dinner the first night, so we were trying to be kind of chill. Then there's GoPros all up on us from McTune everywhere, so we're like, okay, we gotta go ahead and bring this up. So we do our orientation today, and then we bring out the form that basically repeats ALE guidelines and gets them to sign, saying that he's not allowed to film us in any way. And it's obvious, it's like an issue. If they don't just sign it, they're like, wait, it says that you can't sign it here. And they were right, actually. The way it was written was that we were objecting entirely. And it's kind of unfair to say that they can't take a 360 camera or a wide angle shot or whatever, right? So, okay, long story short, we end up just like airing it all out, right? And we air it all out, like the issue with Toon, how he slanders us and creates hit pieces and is dishonest, and he says flat should have their children taken away from them and all this great stuff, and how he's been telling all his people that he's going to film us. So we're kind of pushing back and forth. Duffy is actually kind of defending some of Toon's behavior. I guess to give credit to him towards the end, he does kind of like press back on him. Okay, so that's kind of like the real quick recap was that we actually like had this like real intense conversation like in the ALE room right after orientation, where they're like not wanting to sign it, and it got McKeegan, you got Duffy, and you got McTune.
It got to the point where you said you weren't going on the trip.
Yeah. So basically, Duffy. Yeah. Like I had to call their bluff because Duffy Duffy's like, well, this is like unacceptable. It's out of left field or whatever. It's like, I'm like, it's just exactly what is already in the ALE guidelines. So like, why would it be a big deal? And obviously McToon was just not wanting to sign it. And so he's like, well, I mean, I don't know, like either like we don't, like we get rid of this and we just move on, or like you guys can just not go on the trip. I'm like, okay, we won't go on the trip. I don't care. We won't go. That's fine.
All
We're
right,
not
fine,
going.
you'll go. All right, good. We're not going.
So now I don't know what this ALE guideline is that he's talking about, and if it is counterproductive to the very reason why they're down there. And I mean, I don't see anybody walking around with written consent forms. I consent to be on this live stream. So my whole thing is, um, like I said, what are you going down there for? And if you happen to get somebody else in one of your shots, and you got to dismiss that shot or something like that, I'm sorry. Then this was a whole lot of money for nothing. Whole lot of money for nothing. So I didn't want to make this too terribly long. I've probably gone on a little bit longer than I should have today. But all in all I can see right now is I can see, hold on, let me scoot back here. I can see sunlight due south that cannot be explained by the contradictions in explanations from flat earthers. You want to talk about coffee cup caustic? Fine. Show me the north, the lights to the north. Because the lights to the north would have to agree with the lights to the south. Because if you're saying it's a reflection off the dome, you have to be able to see that light to the north. That's just inescapable. And oh man, it's just crazy. And here's more of it. Looking down the coast, sunlight. They are looking, hold on, in that picture, they are looking this way. Or actually probably a little bit, yeah, about like this. They're looking this way. Because this is where they were at for that whole live stream. This is that statue that's over there, and they were kind of over here towards this low wall area. These are those steps that were next to him where he was just walking. And there's really no argument. I mean, honestly, they could have just flown down there and just been done. But they're going to Antarctica. And I have no idea how this is going to play out. But I do think it's funny that content creators for YouTube are trying to censor content created. I just don't get that. I don't get it. I put this meme out today. That face you make when you realize that you have to make up a whole bunch of new excuses. This is actually a capture right here of when Jaren said, "What do you see?" Even though Jaren's only 10, 20 feet away from him. And that's just the look of, I'm going to have to come up with a whole bunch of new excuses. So people just kill me, man. But like I said, my offer is on the table, by the way. 15 grand. Somebody who can show that I lied about something, or in this particular, to refine that, anything that I've lied about Jaren or Witsit or any of the people down there. Okay. So I'll take your bet. 15 grand. I'll take it. So, and I was gonna put this one out tomorrow in Twitter, but I just said screw it. Oh, let's see here. How many people we got in here? Oh wow. Well, no, okay, that's view count. That's not. Oh wow, I got 101 people. Well, that's an awful lot for me. I appreciate everybody showing up. Hold on a second here. Let Let me see if I can look at one or two of the chats. Let's see here. Oh, I can make that larger. Cool. I moved my monitors back to the back of my table here, and it makes it a little bit harder to see. I'm not that young. Let's see. Dang Joss! First one I see. What's going on, bud? The king of the showing refraction in a controlled test environment. Let's see here. Flat earthers will often bend reality to fit their model. They will argue 20-degree bend to explain sun angles in the southern hemisphere, but 0.5 degrees of refraction across 30 miles is impossible. Of course. Right angle that, guys. Let's see who else we got here. What's up, Tommy? And let's see. Mandelbrot. And let's see. Mr. Moss. And who else we got going on here? Up. None of your business. What's going on, buddy? Got a couple, and I know I saw Rec in there. Rec, you know what? Rec is one of my oldest followers. I think he has comments on my first video, and or I won't say followers, I'll say subscribers. Yeah, Rec's been there that whole time. And let's see who else we got here. What's up, Charlie? Let's see here. No reason to film anyone on this trip. That's not the point. I disagree. Because going down and filming the 24-hour sunlight, that's one thing. Don't get me wrong. That is a major portion of this trip. As a matter of fact, it seems to be the goal of the trip. However, the other part of it is there are personalities involved here. Okay, there are hours and hours and hours and hours of people who just talk. Okay, so I personally think it's important to get a little insight during these things of the people who are involved. And I welcome good arguments on that, but me personally, I think that has something to do with it. Because let's put it this way: what if all they showed in that Netflix documentary was Jaren's test, but they didn't show Jaren, and the work that was involved in it, and setting it up and putting it together and all this other stuff? What if they just showed that last little clip and didn't even show Jaren? I mean, it's kind of missing something, don't you think? And yeah, so let's see here. What's up, Dawkin? Ruhif! What's going on, big man? Witsit was eBaying literally 24 hours prior. He doesn't have 15K. Yeah, I guess I would be, kind of chopping at a hollow tree there. But, yeah, no, I agree with you. And, but yet, doesn't he like accept super chats, and doesn't he got like merch on his site and all this other stuff? And I'm sure Jaren could have loaned him a buck or two. Jaren's got about more links than he has descriptions for his videos. Let's see here. From Spanky Goes to Dollywood. It used to be fun. To me, it's just sad now. Well, yeah, because ever since Jaren's documentary, honestly, flat earthers stopped trying because of the embarrassment that was involved with that. I haven't seen a new test or anything other than, wow, look, I could see a laser light and all this. Man, y'all need to quit that. Let's see here. What's going on, Sean? Oh, Sean's in here. What's up, bud? And let's see here. Who else do we got going on? I got all kinds of people up in here. This is cool. But no, I don't know. There's not much left to say. It's if they're gonna have these arguments about contracts and stuff like that. Now I'm welcome. Let me be big enough to say this. I am welcome to not understand the delivery of the information about these contracts from Witsit. Okay. I am welcome to be wrong about what I'm complaining about. I'm welcome to be wrong about that, but that's basically the words that I got from Witsit, because let's not uh, let's not forget. Let me go over to this part here. Okay. The most important part was here.
I put my hand out and asked if he wanted to bet 15K. I also offered
Nope.
Duffy a 15K bet on a bluff later, because like they were like, really it's Toon, but Toon was lying. But so long story short, they agree. Toon agreed not to take. He's not going to put any footage of us from any portion of this trip at all on his channel, and that he's not allowed to film us specifically with our likeness at all on the trip, et cetera, et cetera. So we got what we
Which is
want.
good.
See, right there, we got what we wanted. Okay, that was his argument. His argument wasn't about, what this said or what that said. He said we got what we wanted, and I mean, he says it right there.
Our likeness at all on the trip, et cetera, et cetera. So we got what we
Which is
want.
good. That's
We got what we want, and I mean, so it's these guys who are trying to sabotage all this stuff, and try and set it up so that they can go ahead and just shoot down anybody who puts out information that they don't want put out. That's just what it is, man. That's just what it is. Let's see here. Who else do I got? Every time they film something damaging to the flat Earth, Witsit will leap in front of a camera and scream, "Ha! You can't use that footage because I'm in it." I totally agree there, Mark. Let's see here. Or somebody will say, "Hey, that's my shoe. You were not supposed to film my shoe." Ah, there's Rick. There we go. Let's see. Gotta wait another week for the moon. Well, yeah. I mean, I'm jealous of anybody who can film anything right now. I mean, here in Germany, I don't know if you've ever been to Germany, but Germany has a habit of going gray for I would say, the first 3/8 and the last 3/8 of wintertime. There's usually a little bit of sunshine in the middle there, and everything right now is gray. I was kind of hoping to get on, because apparently they're going to be doing some photographing the sun stuff and getting azimuths, like a flat earther has ever followed an azimuth before. And I was hoping to get in on that when I heard about that, but I was just like, well, I can't, unfortunately. Everything here is gray, so. Oh, let's see here. Yeah. No, but all in all, oh, and by the way, anybody who, let me get that thing up again. Where is it? Okay, so the final experiment is the-final-experiment.com. That's where this is. This map is, and hopefully tomorrow we'll start seeing some dotted lines going south. The webcam that I'm using is on Skyline Webcams. I just basically did a Google search for Punta Arenas webcam, and this was that came up. Yep. Oh, the sun's out. Look. Coming from even more of a direction that is impossible on flat Earth. In every way, shape, and form. It literally is. Oh, and by the way, on Google Earth, I was hoping to get the street view from up here, but this road's on there, but this road is not. Whoops. I didn't do that. All right, well, I'll go ahead and get out of that because it's going to just fold over with the ads. But anyway, that's where I got that one. So if you guys want to follow along or look at what the weather's like down there and all that. So let's see. I missed the beginning. What one sentence reaction do you think these flirts will have after seeing 100% of the experiment fit the globe? Well, fit the globe is the part that's going to be missing from that. it's going to be more of, well, this is what we would expect on flat Earth. That's what it would be. Let's see. There is no sun, only daylight. Yeah. There is no spoon. But and if anybody would like to know where I bullseyed that camera at, let me go ahead and show you where I'm at here. And I'll show you. It kind of ticked me off, but you can see the street view goes down the side of the road, but it looks like it's probably up on this way. It looks like it's probably up on this building. Like that, I mean, even that might be it. But there's some kind of dark mass there. But I'm not going to claim that it's it because I can't see it. But it's definitely on that building though. And yeah, and this is that road that's going down the hill, and it meets up over there. Now these pictures are actually 2014. One thing that I noticed is, for example, this house has been painted, this house has been painted, and stuff like that. So it looks a little bit different, and but this is that road. These are those power lines, and and that is at geez, I'm going to say that is latitude minus 53.153388 and longitude minus 70, 91, 31. I think that says 06. And that's where that's at. And I already scoped it out to, I mean, I even labeled a couple of buildings that were in there. Because I like to know what I'm looking at more than the people who like to lie about where they're looking at. And now they said something about this was Greek gods. I don't know. A lot of mermaids on that thing. Monument to, oh, okay. Well, that's unfortunately not in a language that I can read. Let's see. This is it in Wikipedia. Well, I'm going to say that's more than likely not a Greek god. This was somebody who was important on the boat, and what do you call it? Probably went through some rough weather there. But beyond that, I really don't know. But it doesn't appear to be Greek. Not every cool looking statue is a Greek god. Let's see here. Magellan and Christopher Columbus. Let's see here. Let's see. You really should watch the first live stream, Sly. Witsit literally says, "We are so far." Yeah, I did catch that. Okay, I got to point this out. I did catch that, but and I have recordings of both of the live streams because I have a feeling that they're going to disappear at some point. Just call me remembering history. This piece of land here is in Chile. Chile's this whole side here. Argentina is over here. Okay. This is so far. This is in Chile. Chile is in where? South America, or yeah, South America. And Witsit actually did say in the other thing. He says we're so far south. We are south of South America. Now I should also point out something here. there's also a lot of flat earthers out there who thoroughly enjoy using that that footage of those guys who were out on the fishing boat for a day trip, heading out to Madagascar, and there was a warship there, and they were claiming that they were being stopped from going to Antarctica. Well, these guys here right now are at whoops, hold on, are at 53 south, right? 53 south latitude. Now, apparently, according to those flat earthers who love that video, look how far down, even further than I mean, this is South Africa, even further than that. But these guys who were stopped by that warship were stopped here in the Bass Strait. Okay, the Bass Strait. Well, let's just start at Melbourne because that's where they came from. Melbourne, they're only at at 38 south. Okay, and if they were stopped anywhere in here, and if that's where the line is to start guarding, I mean, to say nothing of the fact that people go to Tasmania all the time, and obviously there's tons of people who live in New Zealand. Yeah, this is that line. So how are they still breathing? Oh man. Let's see. Oh, more stuff about this. It commemorates the possession of the Strait of Magellan by Chile, created by a sculptor, name I can't pronounce. The sculptor is a replica of the schooner Ancud. Oh yeah. I mean, it's a cool statue, but I love the fact that there's, oh yeah, it must be somebody Greek, as if, I don't know, maybe it was supposed to be Eratosthenes or something. All right, ladies and gents, my beer is empty. It is now past midnight, and the time down there. Let me take one last peek here. Let's see the time. Oh, did I close that? Ah, damn it! I did, didn't I? Hold on a second here. Let's see. Time and date. Like that. World clock. Oops. There we go. All right. So the time down there, just after 8 o'clock, and then, like I said, you got this. Who am I looking for? Oh yeah. That's what I put in. Punta Arenas webcam. It's this one from Skyline Views. Let's see what it looks like now. Yep. Once again, the sun at a direction that's impossible on flat Earth. Ladies and gentlemen, I really stop y'all for thanking by. Yeah, thank y'all for stopping by. And I'm looking forward to the beatdown that comes after this. And what I mean by beatdown, no, I don't mean the beatdown about flat Earth, because flat Earth died the first 30 seconds they walked out of that beach. But more of the, you can't show this, I didn't say that, you didn't say, you didn't do this, you didn't do that. I'm waiting for all that. That's the beatdown I'm waiting for, because that's going to take center stage far more than anything having to do with anything. I mean, obviously, as everybody has said, Whitsitt didn't bring anything down to this thing. He wants to go down there for the good vibes. And I don't know what anybody else brought, but I do know that even Whitsitt said that MC Toon was had GoPros everywhere and stuff like that. I'm looking forward to what he and McKeegan bring, and also Critical Think, because I think he's got a small arsenal of cameras as well. So I'm looking forward to what they bring. I'm not really looking forward to anything but excuses and coffee cups from the rest of the flat Earth community. And uh, and with that, I'm just going to say, yeah, I'm just going to say thank you. Thank you for stopping by, and yeah, we'll see if there's anything new comes out. I'm really looking forward to some footage. I'm gonna laugh my butt off when somebody's using Starlink down there, maybe. But I don't know. I haven't heard anybody talk about having any gear for that. So anyway, ladies and gentlemen, y'all have yourselves a great evening.